Another official announcement of the 1960s was independence. It was coming and created a very realistic feeling, especially for the Back to Africa program. Independence was billed as the greatest day for Jamaica, and it took place in August of 1962. When independence finally came on August the 2nd, 1962, everybody in Jamaica was very happy. However, Rastafari remained skeptical. The half-breed children of the slave master knew that as soon as their fathers left, they would be in charge. They were right. These half-breeds were the only ones qualified to continue the system of oppressive government their fathers had introduced. So, at independence, Jamaicans were very happy. We ignored the fact that the seeds, yes, the seeds of the colonizer was in its place. We thought that since they were born in Jamaica and being a half-breed, they were not completely white. Their blood connection to our recent oppressor did not come to mind. Subsequently, Jamaica's independence brought forth a half-breed leader with the heart of the colonizer. That man was Alexander Bustamante, leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, the JLP. The other party was the People's National Party, the PNP, led by his cousin. Yes, you heard right. His cousin, Norman Manley. Norman Manley would later tell the people to report any unusual movement of Rastafari to the authorities. He's also the father of Michael Manley. Bustamante was a mulatta who wished he was white like his ancestors. He hated Rastafari for reminding the people about their African heritage and for refusing to bow and to accept the authority of the Queen of England. In 1963, 1 year after independence, Buster continued the condemnation of Rastafari by destroying a Rasta community called Coral Gardens in Montego Bay. The destruction, known as the Coral Gardens Incident or Bad Friday, and this had Bustamante telling the police to bring in all Rasta who we call Black Heart Man, bring them in dead or alive. Let's listen to a report from one of Bustamante's victims.
They call Holy Thursday. It was that time I reached Barnet, 14 Barnet Street. When I reached there, Bustamante started to gather soldiers and police in abundance to search for Rasta. When I reached the station, I see a bulk of people. Rasta and who is not Rasta is there. Beating is going on from all angles. They have a long hose that they turn on, using to water the place there. So it have a piece of iron down here, and it have a piece up here where it's screwing on the pipe. So them turn on the pipe now, and the water running through the hose. And them put us down to kneel down in a gutter way and start to beat.
With the hose?
Yes, with the hose and big stick and all different type of...
So they turn on, what are they doing with the water?
When them lick you and the blood start flow, they turn on the water and wash with the blood.
What a wicked act.
At that time now, Bustamante never come down. Thursday now, Friday morning, which is the time of crucifixion, Bustamante come down.
The Good Friday for them and the Bad Friday.
Yes, and the Bad Friday for her. Yeah. Bustamante come down now with a battalion of police. More police more than soldier. And them start to beat. And them have a
beating in front of Buster now?
Right in front.
The Prime Minister witnessing the beating?
Right in front of Bustamante.
Who they beating?
Please?
Just everybody that get beaten?
Everybody who is inside getting beaten. You have 9 cells round by 14 Barney Street. And from the first one to the ninth, it's packed with people. And people still coming in. So as you come in, you start to get being from both sides. Soldier here, police here. Who no butt you, box you. Who no kick you. Them do every type of thing to us at that time. Bustamante was there. And he said to them, say, beat them and let them say Rastafari and Babylon stand. And if I don't kill out Rasta out of Jamaica, God will blind me.
So you heard when Buster said
I heard that with my ears, Sister Angie.
Bongo Frank, you heard that with your
I
ears?
heard that with my
I ask you this,
ears.
Bongo Frank, because we hear this all the while. And at first we are talking to somebody who actually hear it with their
I
own
heard
ears.
that with my ears.
Yes.
Empress Anja.
Tell us what I'm saying again.
Bustamante.
Tell us what the Prime Minister said.
Bustamante is the Prime Minister. He has on a cream serge pants, a striped blue shirt with white background. He has on a black water boot, and the bottom of it red. He had a 22 in his side. And him said to the police them, anyway you see one or two, bring them in, dead or alive. And what 14 Barnett Street cannot hold, Bogue will hold them.
And Bogue is a cemetery.
Yes, ma'am. So, while we were there now, I witnessed the cell that I was at, number 1 cell. 35 person in one cell. You cannot lay down, you cannot sit up. You have to stand on one foot. And when that foot tired, you stand on the other one.
35 person.
35 person in one cell.
And that cell can hold about how much people?
It can hold more about 20 or
35. So you have to stand up 1 foot at a time.
And
how long you stand up like that in a cell?
No, you can't stand up no long time, you know. So you have to stand on the foot and ease it and stand on the foot and ease it. The man who sit down, if him get up, him can't go back at that space. The man who stand up, and if him try to get a seat, him can't find by the same space where part him come from. What's the man to take us out? And he tried to transfer us from 14 Barnett Street to Hanover, the barrack prison. I was there for 3 months. For us from 14 Barnett Street to Hanover, the barrack prison. I was there for 3 months without trial. And beaten in every one of the stations that you go to. No mercy never sure to Rasta at that time. Bustamante look upon the people and say, Busta say, if him don't kill out the Rasta people and ganja out of Jamaica, God must blind him. So that time now, the massacre was too terrible to talk about. For there was no one who don't feel pain. If you have the smallest piece of beard, you're going to get a bean. And if you go into a barber shop and you are not a Rasta, you're going to a barber shop and come out and the policeman see you and say you just trim, you're going into jail. I'm saying you go and trim to hide yourself. So at that time, Empress Anja, we were, I can't tell you this time, for it hurt so much that I feel it in all my heart.
I see it on you, my brother.
I feel it in all my heart.
I see it on you, my father.
It's a judgment upon the land.
Fireman.
God.
The big man, a ball man. Look here, man.
Rastafari. Rastafari.
This report was featured on IRFM Running African program in 2013. Imagine, man, what a wicked act. If this could happen to Rasta in 1963, what would Paul Bogle say happened to him 100 years before that, in 1863, and he was not a Rasta? What would Sam Sharp say was happening 100 years before that, in 1763, and he too was not a Rasta? How about in 1663? What would Queen Nanny's report on our condition be? Imagine what all of us went through on those slave ships when none of us had locks in 1563. So whether we have locks or no locks, we all suffer the same fate. The guilt of the guilty was so strong that some of them know that it's only God can save them. Only God alone could cure them of their wicked ways. And many of them who took part in our enslavement, some of them wrote letters to God asking for forgiveness. And one of those letters that became very popular is titled Amazing Grace. It is now a song. So in 1963, when we used the currency of our oppressor, the British, a reward of 1 guinea, which is £1 plus 1 shilling, was offered for the capture of any Rasta. Subsequently, Rasta was hunted, captured, beaten and imprisoned without charge for months without mercy or redress. And due to the frequency of these raids, the Rasta woman was instrumental in massing and protecting her kingman from the authorities. Her contribution and pain in our liberation movement is immeasurable. In the documentary Bad Friday, it was also revealed by a local ex-policeman that while on the shooting range, the British police administration often used images of Rasta as target practice. Imagine that. Now, this raid and many others did not deter Rasta. And in 1966, the movement took a huge positive turn when Emperor Haile Selassie visited Jamaica on his tour of the Caribbean. Now, even though Alexander Bustamante